Here are 5 Band 4 Medical Secretary interview questions and answers written by our expert interviewers from mockquestions.com. Question number 1. How would your peers describe you? The interviewer is trying to learn more about how you fit into your current company's culture and your sense of self-awareness. Take a moment to reflect on your relationships with your coworkers and what areas you have received praise or recognition from your peers in the past. I think my peers would describe me as hardworking and reliable with strong organization and communication skills. I have great attendance, am never tardy, and rarely miss work unless I'm very ill. I'm usually the go-to person in the office if a difficult patient is on the phone or at the window, or if a situation needs to be de-escalated. I have well-developed personal skills and have worked in customer service for several years, so I've demonstrated to my peers that I can work well with the public. My peers would probably comment on my organizational skills because they often joke with me about how tidy my desk is and how I've got all my tasks and projects color-coded. It's always in good fun, but those are just ways that I stay organized and on task in the workplace. Question number 2. When given multiple tasks, projects, or assignments, how do you prioritize them? Working in a fast-paced environment often means juggling multiple projects and tasks. When answering this question, demonstrate to the interviewer that you have a system that allows you to prioritize and carry out tasks efficiently. My day typically consists of many tasks and responsibilities, so I must be organized to execute those tasks. Each morning, I make a list of the things I need to get done and highlight my top priority. I also use my computer calendar to see when I may have some downtime to work on less important admin tasks, or where I need to block off time to work on tasks distraction-free. While I use techniques like this to stay organized, I also realize in healthcare that priorities can quickly shift, and I need to adapt and pivot to meet the need at that moment. I communicate with my manager and colleagues frequently to make sure I understand what is expected of me or needed of me urgently. And then I plan out the rest of my day around those critical tasks. Question number 3. How do you respond to feedback from others in the workplace? The interviewer is trying to gauge how you respond to positive, critical, and constructive feedback. Remember that feedback in the workplace doesn't always come from supervisors. Sometimes it comes from peers or even patients. I always try to keep an open mind when receiving feedback from peers, managers, or patients. Healthcare is a stressful environment, so if someone is overly critical or gives me feedback in a rude manner, I try to set my feelings aside and not take the comment so personally, so I can better understand the feedback itself. This allows me to look at the root cause of the feedback, especially if it's negative, so that I can make adjustments or correct an issue. For example, if a patient comes to me yelling about the wait time in the office, it's not directed at me, and their complaint and frustration of sitting and waiting for an hour is valid. Instead of getting upset, I look for ways to problem solve, improve the situation, or resolve the complaint. If the feedback comes from peers or managers, I'm always receptive to learning, finding new ways of doing things better, and accepting their coaching. I appreciate regular feedback because I want to know how I'm doing in real time and understand what I'm doing well and what I need to improve on. Question number 4. What 3 skills do you possess that would allow you to be successful as a medical secretary with the NHS? When interviewing medical secretaries, the characteristics, traits, and skills interviewers seek include attention to detail, knowledge of medical terminology, communication skills, active listening skills, strong organizational skills, and a collaborative mindset. Review the job description thoroughly to understand what soft skills and core areas of strength are required to be successful in this role. I have been a medical secretary for about 5 years, and I've sharpened many skills that allow me to be successful in this role. The first is attention to detail, as it's critical to possess this skill to effectively manage the schedule for providers and patients and keep accurate records within the office. I also possess strong communication skills verbally, face-to-face, on the phone, and in written communication through emails and memos in the office. Lastly, I would say my passion for teamwork and collaboration. The office only functions optimally when everyone is working together, communicating, interacting, and willing to jump in and help each other. Question number 5. What do you enjoy most about working in healthcare? This lighthearted question gives the interviewer some insight into what you enjoy about your job and working in healthcare. I love working in healthcare because it's such a fast-paced environment. I love to be busy and feel challenged, and this is a great role for that as I continue to grow and advance in my career. I'm very outgoing and enjoy meeting and working with new people. I'm also very passionate about serving others and working as part of a team. Being a medical secretary in healthcare allows me to support the clinical team and patients, and I find that very rewarding. Preparing for your Band 4 medical secretary job interview will take more practice than these 5 interview questions. Head over to mockquestions.com and get 25 more questions and answers for your interview.